Alex, it's probably something that you wanted to do, play back home in South Australia. How does it feel that it's actually happened now?
Yeah, really excited for the opportunity to be an Adelaide Crow. Obviously grew up in Adelaide. This is where I fell in love with the sport of AFL, so to be sitting here now a Crow, it's very exciting for me and my family. I should say though, a very big thank you to Melbourne Footy Club for the last 10 years and even in the last few months of the support and understanding they have shown to me and my family around our situation and desire to get back to South Australia, and to get it done so early on in the trade period just allows me to now become settled in this new environment, and really excited to get the ball rolling with this new group.
We'll just go back quickly before we move on. You got a rousing reception at the Best and Fairest as well. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, the Melbourne Footy Club means a lot to me and my family, and to have a 10-year journey there where that footy club started in a rebuild and we're able to have some success throughout that journey, and the fans have been along that for a long period of time. So to get the opportunity to have the platform to speak to the fans directly was really important to me, and yeah, forever grateful for the time I spent at that great footy club.
Talk to me about how it actually unfolded. At what point this year did you sense that you would be looking to come home?
Yeah, I've been pretty open with it. My wife and I thought the best thing for our family was to get home, so it was later on in the year, and then save the dialogue until the season had finished to be able to meet people at the Adelaide Footy Club and really understand where the opportunity would lie to come to this footy club. And since that moment I've been really excited to join the Crows.
It was always Adelaide as opposed to Cook?
Yeah, for my number one priority was always to come home for the family reasons, and when Adelaide came with an opportunity, being an Adelaide Crows fan growing up, I used to come to Amy Stadium to watch my footy. The little boy in me was jumping up and down, so to be here now is, I'm so grateful.
What are you most looking forward to next season?
Probably to play on the Adelaide Oval. Coming over for many years, hearing the noise and the atmosphere at that ground, it's quite special, and now to be being on the right side of that atmosphere, I can't wait to get to know the Crows faithful and playing those big games on the Adelaide Oval.
Once you knew that you were most likely making the move and it was probably going to be the Crows, did you start to take a bit of a closer look at them towards the back end of the season and identify or even make any sort of analysis of where things were going, where the team was trending?
Yeah, certainly. I watch a bit of footy, so I always understood where Adelaide were at. A group that, even through conversations I've had since the season's finished, I can see how hungry they are to improve, and no one's standing still at this footy club, and that's from players, coaches and staff that I've spoken to. And that's what excites me, is everyone's here with a hunger and a desire to get this footy club moving in a great direction, which they've already started. And for me to now have an opportunity to be a part of that, I sit here, knowing that I'm in a great spot.
A lot's been made sort of about the fact that you're going to bring some premiership experience, which this side doesn't have a heap of. So are you sort of excited by that sort of expectation on you to lead from the front and to bring something that maybe others don't?
To be totally honest with you, I don't walk around thinking that I'm a premiership player. I was so fortunate to be a part of that group, but for me walking into this footy club, my sole focus is to understand what the Adelaide Footy Club's about, what they stand for week to week, day to day, and get right in behind that. And then throughout this year, I'm sure there'll be things that myself and some other new players can bring to the table, but my sole focus is walking in as Alex Neal-Bullen, the Adelaide Crow, with 10 years of experience, not at all as a premiership player.
What position do you want to play, or have they talked to you about playing that's going to suit you best, do you think?
I've played majority of my footy up forward on the half forward, so that'll be a position I would love to play in. Understanding though, you come into a new team, new environment, whatever Nixie and the coaches need from me, I'm going to be all in for that.
You know Burjo, who else do you know?
Burge. Me and Burge spent a bit of time together at the D's, but to be totally honest, not too many. But since the season's finished, I've met a few of the players, a few of the staff, and the thing that stands out for me, the common theme, is the alignment, the desire to improve, and that's not just from the players, that's from Timmy Silvers, Nixie. There's a great vibe around where this direction is going at this footy club, and again, for me to be a part of that now, I'm getting that. I'm really excited for that opportunity.
No doubt there's a lot of expectation, but there's a lot of expectation. I know you're from here, so you get it, but 7 years without finals, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the club going into next season after a disappointing one this year.
Yeah, and that's the industry we live in. in the AFL. There's something that I've learned over the 10 years in the AFL though is you're on a journey, and 1 year doesn't necessarily define a footy club. And although some people say this footy club's chasing that, all we've got to focus in on is what's next, what's the process, because if you focus too far on the outcome, you become blinded by what you need to do to get there. And that's something that I can already tell though this footy club has a great idea on, is the process that you need to get to the outcome, and that's something that I'm going to completely buy into.
Do you think there are some similarities between the journey you went on at Melbourne to get there and where Adelaide's sort of heading?
I think that's a hard one to answer, just because I've only met people not in the four walls. Reece is the only bloke I've met at the footy club while I've been here. So that's probably a question for the pre-season once I get a handle on where we sit as a footy club.
What's your first impression?
We actually had a bit of history. We did an article together back in 2018, so always nice to see a friendly face early days.
What do you think you can bring to the younger guys in the Crows group? I know there's plenty of young, Daniel Purden and many others. What do you think you bring to the Crows?
It's a good question. Probably perspective on, again, the journey of being an AFL footballer. Early in my career, I was playing a bit of EFL footy and then found some consistency, and then also fell away out of the main team for a few years there. So whatever the situation they're at as a young player, whether they're playing every week or they're in and out of the side, I feel like I have great perspective on that because I've lived in those shoes before, and it's something that I can't wait to work with a younger group. I've seen some of them play live, been on them a few times out on the Adelaide Oval with the MCG, and yeah, you get really excited by the talent that's floating around at this footy club.
You speak of your love and your gratefulness for Melbourne. Just interested in terms of how you have seen things play out there in the last few months, and whether you're concerned about where they're heading. Obviously, the issues with Petrarca and Clayton Oliver. Is there some worries there? Do you think they can figure it out?
For me, I can only speak on my experience, and like I touched on at the start, the support and gratitude they've shown me for my own situation. I can't speak more highly of that footy club, and they're built of great people. I've got great memories with all those people you've just mentioned there. So that footy club is now, my past, and I'm fully immersed into this environment here at the Adelaide Footy Club, and wish the Melbourne Footy Club all the best.
Given what is going on there though, is there any part of you that's glad you're getting a bit of a fresh start somewhere else?
Not for me. Again, it was my personal decision to leave for family reasons, and like I said earlier, I've got great memories and only great memories of that footy club, so I'll leave that footy club in a great space, and understanding now that my sole focus is the Adelaide Footy Club and ensuring that I have the same enjoyment while I'm here.
I think I asked you at Gather Round, mate, whether you'd ever been close to coming home to South Australia.
I was thinking of this when I drove in today.
And at the time you said never.
Yeah.
Was that legit, or where does it sort of stand in reflection?
To be truthful, that was an honest answer at the time, and as the years panned out and my family dynamics have changed a little bit, the possibility to come home, it presented itself once I voiced to the Melbourne Footy Club that I was having a desire to move back to South Australia, and I did think of that. Funny you mentioned that, driving out here. I'm like, the last time I did a presser, someone asked me, would I come home? And I said, never. But hey, 12 months is a long time in footy.
What has your reaction been from your South Australian family since you've made the move?
Yeah, really supportive. My family within itself and my wife's family, they became die-hard Melbourne fans, but they were closeted Adelaide Crows fans, so I'm pretty confident it's not going to take too much to unlock the Adelaide Crows, Guernseys and Scarfs to come out again.
For all your love of the Demons, how glad are you you don't have to drive to Casey a couple of times a week now?
Well, yeah, I even said when I first came in here, early days, that I could get used to the traffic here in Adelaide. You don't have to leave too much early, but no, the Casey's improved their facilities to an elite standard, so they're in good hands at that footy club.
Are you looking forward to playing with one person in particular?
I love how Benny Keys goes about his footy, and for him to be recognised the other night with Dorse as the best and fairest, he's someone without having done any training with him or anything, someone I can't wait to line up with his intensity and how he goes about his footy, and even his journey. It hasn't been smooth sailing, but he's someone you take a glimpse of inspiration from when you see him playing the footy he's been playing.